are live like in a second or two.
I'll just do this.
Oh, let me do the screen roll. I got to do that one. How do I do that? I forget. There it is.
There we go.
Hey, look, it's us. Here's everybody. Well, no, wait, that's me. I got a whole bunch of things to click. It is live Q&A. It's Thursday, December 19th. It's a week from Christmas. Gosh, get ready for that. I got a button for that one, too. Merry Christmas to everybody. So this should be the ugly sweater episode. No matter. Okay, I'm going to be clicking some things over here for a bit. All right. Live Q&A is where people send in their photos and say, hey, man, what's going on this coin? But let's try to get the best photos we can, have them upright instead of sideways. Because, man, we got a lot of OCD people, and when you put a coin up that's, pointing sideways, it screws them up. It really does. We've been doing this for, 9 months we've been doing this. Getting pretty good. We got a lot of people. Now, what we're trying to do different with this one is maybe, and I'm not sure, maybe it's streaming over on Facebook in the Q&A group. Honestly, I can't tell.
Did you figure that
out? I clicked some things, but I'm not sure it's going to work. Let me see if... I don't know. I just clicked things for no darn reason, I guess. It doesn't seem to be working. All right, we'll work on that. We'll keep it going. All right, we got a few people here, been regular to the program. We do it every week or almost every week. We take a break for holidays here and there. And sometimes people go on vacation and they're gone for a little bit and come back. Sometimes we have special guests, but the best guest of all is those folks over there in chat. I see Bill Betts, there's Cousin Jeff, Hidden Numismatist, Donna, Linda Wallace is here, a bunch of us. Okay, well, let's go around the room and see who's who. We'll start right here with Mantic Coins.
Well, I am Shay Hoffmaster, Mantic Coins, and I have a YouTube channel called Mantic Coins. I have been hosting the Coin Q&A every few Thursdays, and really, I used to have a coin roll hunt on Saturdays and Wednesdays, and I took a break from that so I could work on some other projects, because when you're streaming 4 or 5 times a week, you just don't have enough time for a lot of things. So anyway, I hope to get back in the new year and reveal these projects to everybody, and it'll be awesome. Yeah.
Are you still going?
No.
Okay. How about this guy down here in the chair, Mr. Burka Lounger himself, Coin Dragon.
Hey, folks. Frank Waddell here, otherwise known as Coin Dragon. I've been collecting cents, woodies for around 25 years or so. I like varieties and errors. I like woodies. And I like helping people learn. That's it.
Good enough. Now we got this guy, Scrooge himself.
Yeah, I'm not the angry Scrooge. I'm Scrooge McDuck, and I like to swim in my coins.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, I'm Chris. You guys know me by now. I want to say thanks to everyone that keeps showing up week after week and putting up with our antics. We do get a little crazier as the night goes on. Hope you guys enjoy that. At any rate, I love coins just like everybody else here. I do have a YouTube channel, Chris's Coin Channel. There are some good videos on there. Please check them out. I do also write informative blog articles on adventures in coin roll hunting. I also am very active on Facebook and some of the groups. We have the sales group. We have a few informational groups. So that's where I spend most of my time with the online coin community. And I also like helping people learn, at least those who want to learn. I will say that. My patience has been wearing thin lately, but my favorite thing to do is this Q&A every Thursday. So thank you guys for showing up.
Okay, and this is no. Wait a minute, that's not me. That's part of me.
Is that your Billy?
This is me. How are you? I'm Ken. I operate the 1 Million Pennies blogspot blog. Make a lot of videos. I do my best. There's a lot going on. Mostly, I need to clean my desk because it just gets way out of control, and there's nothing I can do. But hey, quit that!
Stop it! Who's doing that?
Which one are you? No, stop. I like to promote the hobby. Talk about the hobby. Get more people into the hobby because, hey, look, it keeps me sane. Can't be bad, right? And we put together this Q&A, back in February, and it's doing great. A lot of people are learning. They're coming. They're bringing their friends. If you like this sort of thing, why not look at that link up there and copy that and post that in your Facebook groups, post it on Twitter, wherever you hang around with other coin people, so we can build a bigger community. It'd be a lot of fun that way. Nice, his desk. Okay.
Dead keyboard.
I can up one. I can one up that. Here's the home.
I like you
here.
This is my damn coin desk. There's so much stuff here. I don't know what to do with it. What do you got here? What is?
Was that a bottle of methylate?
No, it's. I would definitely sit here again. Laboratory mist. Shay sent that. Yeah. That's what's going on over here. Seriously, it gets a little out of control sometimes. We get so much going. So I like to take a little break every now and then and goof off. We'll try
From the same makers of "Oops, I May Have Touched My Genitals." Sanitizer.
and I just shit in the woods. Hand sanitizer. Really.
I'm not finding people that bring you.
Hide the kids because we're like this all night long.
Yeah.
All right. We get down into business and people send pictures of coins. That's the idea. Try to have the best picture you can. I understand that a lot of people are not photographers or coin collectors. And, well, the equipment's getting better, but it's a little bit weak sometimes. But give us a whole shot of the front of the coin, right? A whole shot of the back of the coin, because there's information on there that we can glean, even though you might not, remember to mention it, such as, say, the date and mint mark. And send your, we got a thing here. Where is it? Send your photos and your question to checkmycoin@yahoo.com. I wonder if we can paste that in the chat.
Like so. Well done.
Okay, where'd the chat go? There. You did it?
Oh.
I'm like 20 minutes behind. Okay, Hoogie showed up. He says, hey, Luck, Ken, Shay, Chris, Santa, and all you coin-loving hairs. And Hidden says 1 million pennies. What? Where? Yeah, that's a lot of pennies. Cajun's here. Now we can get started.
Where is?
Yup. And people send in their photos and their coins, their coin photos and their questions, and say, what's going on with this? Is this coin a particular thing, or what's special about it? But pick out, draw our attention to that item of interest or the area of discussion first. It'll make things a whole lot smoother. Now, who's going to leave? Chris has to leave. He's going to work early in the morning. So we probably need to cut this off like by 3 in the morning so we can have time to drive.
Yeah, that way I can get a shower and leave by 4. So thanks. I appreciate that.
Hey, that's no problem. These things tend to go on. Usually about 11 o'clock at night. If we're still going, we're starting to lose our mind. Got to use the bathroom, that sort of thing.
Getting hungry.
Photos in early. Honestly, we got 4 already lined up that they sent in earlier. So think about getting those photos in earlier on Thursday or maybe on Wednesday even. Get them a little bit earlier, and life will be good. Now next week, Christmas is like Wednesday, so you get a lot of people traveling, doing their thing. Did we want to have a show next week, or take some time off to be with our families and stuff?
I think we need to take the time off, I think.
Yeah, it's a holiday season. Let's plan on that. Next week we take off. Yep. So we got the day after New Year's Day, which would be
I don't know what kind of shape I'm going to be in that day.
Well, it's not New Year's Day. It's the 2nd.
I know. It usually takes me, like, I'm getting older. It's like 2 or 3 days recovery time now.
We might have to lay off that Smirnoff grape.
Because I don't play when I go out, man. It takes me a week.
Okay. I get a feeling some people won't be able to make the show on the second, but we'll play it by ear. But we know next week we're all taking a week off for sure. Good, I can catch up on my sleep. Okay, let's look over here. Mike Badger's joined us. Good to see you, baby. Mike Kittle's in here. Mike Kittle's been on the show before. Yeah, a whole bunch of now, I understand we already have some images and questions already lined up. Have you got one for us?
I do. Let me go ahead and pull those up.
Here we go.
Brace yourself. Chris will take this one.
Okay, cool. I feel like I'm going to be set up though.
No, it's all right.
This is from Agent Lumpy. This has to do with that 1857 Flying Eagle we looked at last week. So he had actually bought this coin from eBay. It looks to be a FS403 or Snow 7 with a 1855 Eagle. So that's a clash. If you look at the Eagle's eye, there is a second eye of the 55 right behind the 57's eye. There is a half moon notch, which is the eyebrow of the 55. The feathers of 55 are straight and narrow and flow upward, unlike the 57, which are more rounded and flow straight back in the body of the 57. The darker regions are that of the 55, and on top of all that, the head of Lady Liberty, and most likely my apophenia, running away with my mind again.
I got to Google that.
Please do.
When you see cool things like the cloud is a dog. There you go.
Pareidolia, maybe?
Yeah.
I get that all the time. Okay, what do we got?
So there's behind the eye. Let's see if I can.
So you believe this is the Snow what?
So his Snow 7. He thinks, I guess that, or he's suggesting that this is the 55.
Well, that's a pattern strike.
I think he meant 56.
56.
But it's possible. I mean, I don't know that far back. Ooh.
I guess he did an overlay to show what he was talking about. Let me
That's
grab
the quarter.
Well, for one die to strike another die to get a mule clash, his overlays backwards. The other coin, the $20 gold, he'd have to reverse that for the die to strike this die.
And most likely the clash marks would be visible on the flat field areas of the coin,
Not
raised areas.
Yeah, the Snow 9 is the big one, I think, where you see that area behind the eagle going right through America. On the
well, the Snow 7 also shows near the end of the tail feathers that goes up into the A and the
That's
C.
what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that is the Snow 7. So those marks are very visible on the flat field areas on some of the coins, coming down from the back of the eagle's talon straight down. There should be a mark, and near the end of the tail feathers up into the bottom of where the A and C meet in America, there should also be a nice clear line, and it's just not there. So this is definitely not Snow 7.
I agree. The shape of the coin, you got plenty of detail. If that was a clash, we should see it pretty clearly.
That is a gorgeous flyer.
It is definitely a nice coin. There's no doubt about that. But I see no evidence of clashing anywhere.
That is definitely a Snow something, though, with the eye like that. I
Well,
remember CJ talking about to determine which one you have, look for the direction of the doubling in the eye.
See, I can't call that bit to the right of the eye anything particular because the eye is not round. It looks like it's taken a hit in that particular spot. And being on a raised device, it wouldn't be a clash. So I look at, well, is it doubling or is it a bit of damage? And I always side with the assumption of damage first.
Yeah, if you look at the eyeball itself, the very right side of the eyeball looks almost straight. And if you look directly above that on the eyebrow, you will see a corresponding dark mark, which definitely agrees with Ken's philosophy there, stating that something hit it. Yeah, I'm with Ken on this one. I think that's some sort of damage.
Yeah, might even shoved it over.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're seeing to the right of the eyeball is actually the piece of metal that got pushed over from whatever hit it.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
Sovereign makes the point he's seen several eagles with the same pattern. All right. Gather up the images and let's compare them side by side.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing them.
Just because Snow has a bunch of varieties listed doesn't mean we've got them all nailed down. But on some about 150 years old, they've been pretty well studied.
Yeah.
But is there more out there? Quite possibly.
Yeah, I mean, the series itself is relatively small, and like Ken said, they have been well studied because it's a very popular series. It's a small series. It's easy, well, not easy, but it's fairly easy to collect them all, I guess. So these things have been scoured for stuff like this.
Okay, he's got that reverse in this shot.
It's got to be a mirror image.
But for die on die, they both have to be reversed.
All right, he's got one more he sent in.
From Agent Lumpy. Here goes my imagination. Note the 1969S. There are secondary letters behind the "In God We Trust," but there's much damage to the coin everywhere else. Looks different to me.
So the secondary letters were behind "In God We Trust," he said.
Yeah.
All right, I see something raised there, but
I thought the question was about a 69S.
I got a 72D here. Now, how many coins we got in this?
Well, he just mentioned one, but it looks like I've got a bunch of different. Yeah, let me close some of these out because you're right. That's a 99, 72.
that's a 72 reverse.
And that looks like the back of the 69S that he's talking about with the damage.
Yeah.
And that's the fun of it.
Ooh, I see I see pitting, especially in the We Trust area.
What else? Corroded.
There's nothing I can do with this.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I coin roll hunt circulated rolls all the time. I just picked 2 boxes up today. I didn't even open them yet. Kind of excited, but a coin like that, I'd take a quick look at it. I see nothing that would make me study it any further. It would go in the return pile. It just looks like a well circulated, partially corroded, maybe even cleaned at one time coin.
Okay, this is the right coin we're looking at?
Yeah, this is the right one.
Resolution just isn't fine enough to
I-
make any kind of.
There's nothing I can do with that.
I mean, if you think about what we're talking about, secondary letters behind the motto there's only a few things that could actually be. It could either be a doubled die, or it could be a double struck coin, or it could be some sort of clash or counter clash.
I mean, that's what I'll go
What's
for if you did see it as a counter clash. But I'm not going to be able to tell where this ended.
There's a 69S counterclash, but it's on the reverse. 69S. In fact, I've been looking for that to add to my collection. And I know Chuck's got one.
Got to spend some of that moldy money once in a while, Frank.
That's right. Got to.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything on this coin. I'm sorry. Hi, Linda.
All right. Let's see. Let me see if I got a response back from somebody. Sent some pictures that didn't quite show up very good. So let me just check and see if I got them. And no, I didn't. So let me skip to the next person. Art ring. Let's do that.
I'm going to open up Jason's while you're at it.
That sounds good, Hoogie.
Rock the love. Hey, little side note, little trivia that you might need to know at some point in time. One of my all-time best karaoke songs is Billy Idol, "White Wedding." Yeah. Not to brag or anything, but it is a panty dropper.
That's funny.
Ken, you can mark this as 18 and over, right?
I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
From now on.
Me.
Sorry, bud.
Okay, are you ready? Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
All right, from Mr. Art Rain regarding late 30s Arizona State tax token. Hi, coin friends. Just showing this cool late 30s Arizona State tax token. I know not much ambition was put into quality when striking these tax tokens. Looks double struck. Thanks for sharing.
Ooh.
That looks like it's giving you the middle finger.
It sure do.
Oh, wow. Wow, let's go back. Look at that. There is, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, whatever that is.
Wow, what am I see?
I would like to see a slightly zoomed out version of that.
For real.
That is that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got the right call on double struck.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like extreme MD. It's different from a doubled die, where the die was hubbed repeatedly. Right here, the token was struck normally, and then it got struck again. Right, so all the existing design was effectively smashed a second time. So you have you get secondary marks all over the devices where they've been flattened out.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Now this is good.
This is one of those things that, people often forget, these tokens and a lot of other weird tokens and metals are minted in similar fashion. And I actually have a few of these Arizona State tax tokens, and one of them that I have has a shattered die. It's really cool. So I actually have quite a few tax token errors, some aluminum ones, some of these brass or bronze ones. There's a lot of really cool stuff to be found out there. A lot of people don't pay a whole lot of attention to these. They're not extremely valuable, but these are really cool to find, and that's a really awesome find. Great finding that and pulling that out, man. That's a good save.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes the point, if it can happen with their tech, it can happen anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how did you get this thing double struck on the reverse, but not on the obverse, which tells me there's
Well,
like
no, this is the opposite side, isn't it?
Well, this side versus the cactus side.
Oh, okay.
So I'd like to look at the front with the cactus. And does that show evidence that it was stamped into a second planchet?
Yeah, actually, it's showing evidence of being double struck on both sides. Because I remember seeing the X. There was a close-up of the X, right?
Okay, the whole coin shifted.
Yeah.
And gets stamped a second time.
Oops, let me try it again. Funk.
Yeah.
What I like, there were a few pictures that actually showed the first strike in the flat fields. It's a little bit harder to see, but there were a few pictures that I saw that showed that. I think around the 4 area, make change 4, somewhere around there. Maybe I saw that in the zoomed in photos. Yeah, if you look under the R, it's really hard to see. But
Man, that's just messy. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's it right where it should be. If you look at the left leg of the R, the crossbar starts to come out right above that dark line.
you can actually see the O like to the left and below the primary O, and the F actually.
Left of the F.
Yeah, right there.
A lot of the original got obliterated naturally, but
I love that you can still see it though. It kind of reminds me of when you throw the pennies through those elongating machines. It flattens everything out, but you still see the outline from the dirt, I guess. But yeah, pretty cool. That's a nice one.
Oh yeah, right there where she's looking.
Boop. Yep, she's a beauty.
She's 1 in a million girl.
I'll trade you for an RPM.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you did there.
That's a peach.
Yeah, like Chris was saying, don't just look at regular issue coins. Look at tokens. Look at medals. Look at commemoratives. You never know. Foreign coins.
Oh, there's so many foreign double dies out there.
For cheap.
Yeah, they're so cheap and easy to find, but they're so cool. Like I love the Columbia recut dates. Those are
those things are huge.
Yep.
Panama, that's another one.
I've seen people with foreign coins. SJ sends lots of those in. We give them away during the big show. Just all kinds of stuff. Wish I had time to go through the darn things. You get those things up for how many dollars per pound? Really, you're looking at 8 to 12 cents per coin. You get a pile of the foreigns. Yeah, some of them aren't really worth much. The currency has been devalued, for example. Mexican coinage before 1990 something is essentially worthless, but they're still coins, and there's still good stuff to find on them.
Yeah, I was just showing the guys before we went live. I purchased a small collection locally, and had some foreign coins, a bunch of wheat pennies, and one of the coins that came with was this large Vatican coin with Pope John Paul II on it. And I was just looking at it underneath my scope because it actually has some really cool details. The design on this coin is really cool. But I was looking at it, and turns out it's a double die. So it's literally the first coin I pulled out of the bag, and it was a double die. So I'm kind of excited about that. Even more excited because the wheat pennies came in this 1960s coffee jar. And yeah, this
Don't shake them so much. You're killing me.
What's that?
Don't shake them so much. You're killing me.
Oh, they're already brown and circulated, man. Come on. But I will say, to me, these are the only things you're going to find on the market that are truly unsearched, in my opinion. Some little old lady somewhere started putting these in a jar. This was her cigarette money jar. Cigarettes back when people actually still wrote in cursive writing and used this weird paper tape. But yeah. So yeah, I'm a little excited about that. Unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow on my normal day off, so I can't go through them until Saturday.
Yeah, you'll be taking those to work. So, guys, I got to get some work done in the office.
I wish I could.
Okay, what's he got up here? It's from Blue Hunts Coins. I just saw him over here in the chat. There he is. He says, thank you. Blue Hunts Coins. He says, great segment. I'm sending over a 1956D with a questionable DDO to the right of the lower eyelid of Lincoln. I've been trying to see if it really is a DDO or just rounded die chip. I would love your opinion on this coin. I looked at Variety Vista and Copper coins, but couldn't find a match. I've attached close-ups of the area as well as the entire coin, obverse and reverse. Found a second one, and they both have die chips and the T of cent on the reverse. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to your show. Okay, 1956D. If you have a double die on these, look to the eyelid. All the known double die obverses on 56D will be the, and I think 56 as well, are going to be at the eyelid, and it's really close in.
You know what? I saw this. I know who this is. I saw this coin earlier today. I was at work looking at coin groups, so I didn't comment. But yeah, cool. He's actually trying to become a seller in the group, Ken. So
we'll keep an eye on him.
We're going to keep an eye on him. But yeah, I think that's just some sort of die chip. If you look at the surrounding evidence, you got die deterioration, the radial flow line right there in the nose area, and you also have a really big cracked skull, which Jeffrey Schumar would be elated over, right? Yeah, so I'm going with die chip on this one.
Okay, looking at the other double dies for 1950-60. Oh, I can actually pull that up on the screen. You're going to find they have a kind of a pattern to them. Let me see. Variety Vista. There we go. And there's a distance you see when these things are struck. Let me pull it up. Where are you? Here we go. Come on, click already. There. And now I can show you my screen.
Clickety, click, click, clickety.
I'm going to go over there so you can see my screen.
Look at TV go.
That's not it. That one. Okay, 56D. You're looking at the distance between the primary eyelid and the secondary, right? The part that was put in by the rehubbing. And it's very close to the eyelid, very close. I mean, next door. I mean, there ain't room for car keys here on every single one of them. So on his specimen, it's like, way down here. Looking at the coin, it's 1/8 of an inch. That is a huge difference for a tilted hub to shift, and it's out of range. It's out of reach. So that doesn't support the idea that it's a double die. We can go back to that picture now. So the evidence points to it being a chip. I wish it was more.
Oh,
there it is.
Let's look at that. He said there was a die chip on the T. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
100%.
Good marker.
And if you also look, you'll see a lot of that radial metal flow too. I mean, both of the obverse and reverse dies here were heavily used.
All right, let me pull up the next coin, Mr. Chris Hurley.
Now, there's one theory. I saw this earlier. One theory says it's a rusted die, but typically with a rusted die, you'll have a series, just a whole cluster of these minor chips.
Yeah, there will be pits in it from where the rust literally ate the metal.
Well, the pits are in the die, so it would be a bunch of raised bumps on the coin.
Right.
It won't take long, especially if they don't oil them right.
It's from Chris Hurley. He says, "Hey, esteemed panel." Also, that's a synonym of "Hey, you hares." Here's my line of the week. You all have a Merry Christmas. Hey, man, you have a Merry Christmas too. Where's that banner I got? There it is. You have a Merry Christmas too. Thanks for the outstanding show series. Signed, Chris H.
A superstar in the variety hunter world.
He's a machine.
Oh, yeah.
When you see it, there it is.
Uh-oh. What was the date on that?
99, baby.
99.
All right. There we go.
That's a big
one. Hey, lucky for you, man. I had to buy mine.
I probably will too.
I couldn't wait any longer. I just had to have it.
Man, I got a package from Chris earlier. I opened it up on air earlier today. I got pull this out. Let me see. Okay, what he's looking at is a wide AM on a 1999 Lincoln Penny. It's a design intended for the proof strike, but that design and that die ended up on a business strike. And you got 3 key diagnostics. The first one to look at is the space between the A and the M, and it's wide. It's supposed to be close. All right, see it's as wide as the leg of the M, and they should be almost touching, about enough space to put a hair through and nothing more, or maybe the edge of a piece of paper and nothing more. Okay, the FG, its location is important. If the height of the F on FG is less than the distance to the memorial, so you draw a rectangle in between there, then that's the wide AM. And the third diagnostic is the space between the A in states and the 2 T's. That'll be equidistant at the bottom. Now, you got 3 dates that have these: 98, 99, there, rectangle, see that? 98, 99, and 2000. And yeah, they're few and far between, but the 99s are particularly tough to see. There's the A, and the space between the A and both T's is equal. All right, on the regular ones, it's a little bit off. And that one's a little tougher to see.
That's in case your A is blotted out by damage or whatnot. You can. This is a secondary diagnostic.
Yeah. But the 99 is particularly tough. Seriously, this is probably $100 coin.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find these. You can actually find these in pocket change. A lot of folks will go through a box of pennies looking for wheats or looking for Canadians or maybe an occasional foreign coin, and they're missing the good stuff. Right? You go through a bunch of boxes, and you can find some 98s and 2000 wide AMs, and they'll be worth as much or more than all the wheats and all the foreigns and all the Canadians put together. So 3 dates. If all you did was pick those out.
Yeah, I found like 3 2000 so far.
Oh, you can find them. I figured 10 to 20 boxes, you probably have one in 10 to 20 boxes. Now, in high grades, the 99 wide AM, yeah, it goes for 3 digits. Circulated, that's probably easily 50 to $100.
Ooh, baby. Nice one, man. Nice one, Chris, and a Merry Christmas to you, buddy.
That's right.
Yeah, he's definitely more than I have coin hunting. I'll take that from quads.com. I think this is a later dice date for 57D DDO number 1. Please let me know what you think. Thanks, everyone.
Big fat 7. Looks good so far.
Yeah.
I want to look at the left side of RT and Y. There we go. That looks
there
good.
We go.
I think you're right.
All right, now is there a die chip in the lower part of the B? Sure
Sure.
is. That's your double die number 1, all right.
Good eye and good diagnostics.
Yep. And a good find. It looks to be in good condition, too.
Hey, it's Christmas. Everything's good, man.
It's all good.
Congratulations on that one.
These go for $8 to $12. These nice red ones. But the primary diagnostic you're going to see in the RT and Y. So once you get down to circulated XF or lower, they're almost impossible to detect. We're looking for the big fat 7 and that diamond shape chip in the B. But this is subtle and small. The details are minute. You found 8 of those in a BU roll. I went to a BU roll. I got 17 of them.
Share the wealth, buddy.
Well, I've been sawing them off here and there. I got a few more left, but I'll never find them. Are you kidding? They're somewhere in one of these stacks.
Stacks of stacks.
My address is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, it's his birthday today. Did you know that? Christmas is coming, and it's Chris's birthday, and he needs.
No, it's not my birthday.
It's not.
No, it's Adrian's birthday. I feel like it's my birthday because I finally got some boxes of pennies that were not all post 82.
Woohoo!
That's a keeper right there. I've got one ready if you want to look at that, but I don't have a question to go with it.
Go for it.
Okay, let me see if we can do this.
I'm gonna put my Baby Yoda mind trick on.
Who'd it come from? It came from Draco's Dragon. It's a 1963 nickel. I got to get over there and see that, but I don't have a question to go with it. So I got to find out how to make this work. Stand by. I got to click on this. Then I got to click on. Oh, we're already there. That. And you might be able to see part of the picture here.
Yep, you see it.
Okay, it's a 1963 nickel. That's as much as I know. So now we're going to pick it apart because we don't have a question. What do we see on this?
I
Looks
see
kind
some
of woody.
environmental toning.
Yeah.
See some striations that could possibly be a woody.
Well, nickel is an alloy. It's entirely possible. Let's look at around the rim. Looks pretty solid.
He said he sent another picture, I guess.
I've got two. This is the other one. And I got that peanut skin looking bit on the bottom. Plenty of wear. Might be VF. Bit of a ding on the side here.
Full step.
Full steps?
One full step.
There it is.
No. No full steps.
E pluribus looks okay. A little bit, might be a little over polished here, but
It's definitely not a Black Beauty.
it's not a Black Beauty.
That reddish color always makes me think it was dug up out of the ground.
Yeah, like clay deposit or something. Yeah.
Iron oxides would be red.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of metal detecting, and no matter what kind of soil I dig nickels up from, they always have a reddish, brownish color to them, even in short amounts of time.
Might be your acidity in your soil too.
Well, even I recently was on vacation in Connecticut, and I visited a beach, and I did some detecting, and I dug some quarters up, and they were all red, and I mean red.
Oh,
Matter of fact, I have a red dime right in front of me. I have a nickel that has very similar coloring, and they're all dirt coins.
that's interesting on the jaw there in the middle. That big roundish something or other going on there.
This big round one here?
Yeah, right there.
That's normal for his cheek.
Yeah, remember a couple weeks ago we had a nickel that had a really strange jawline or cheek line.
Well, without a question, I don't know what to focus on. Is he asking about the color? Is he asking about the striations?
He said something about what did he say? Hoop?
He sent another email with a question, he said.
Oh, okay. We'll check that in just a second here.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can't show you email, so I'll go home first. There we go. And
Yeah, it's all red clay around here too.
Ken, I just realized you were typing in the private chat.
what? That's not me. Okay, let's see.
It's
Wait,
actually
It's who?
here it is. Draco Dragon, the
That's me.
19X8. I was wondering if this is a 1988D, and that might be doubling on the D.
on the
Okay.
E in Liberty.
And some letters on
And
that.
double E in Liberty.
I was wondering if it might be a 1988D. I'm having trouble understanding that question. because that's a 1963 with no mint mark, is what I see.
Coin Dragon, were you sharing with Draco's Dragon?
Shay.
Okay, I don't have a mint mark here. There would be one over here on the right side if there was a mint mark.
That's a 63.
Yeah, and the date on there, that's pretty clearly 1963.
So
Can you
he's
see the whole screen here?
doubling on E in Liberty.
Uh,
So 2 coins, 1 penny, 1 nickel.
Okay, I've only got the one. Well, that's gonna screw things up. I've only got 2 photos.
we can't. Yeah.
Okay, try to do 1 email, 1 coin, because I'm really simple. I mean, I'm this close to being a twit, really. There's nothing I can do with that question or that coin. I don't know what to think. Let me see if I can go back and try to find the rest of that.
It's your Woody Wars.
I'm trying to grab it before you can.
Yeah, I've only got the 2 pictures that showed up over here.
All right, let me.
Okay. Let me try reloading. I'm stuck.
Uh-oh.
I'll get back to the chat, see what's going on.
And
Okay. Oh, he's got a penny and a nickel. I only see the nickel, so that didn't help any.
bright light, bright light. Here we go.
Oh, there. Look, we got a penny.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hello, Zinkrot.
Yeah.
Hello, Zinkrot, my old friend.
During the plating, if you got something on the zinc core, the copper is not going to plate properly. Right? Sometimes you got a produced coin and the copper plating gets perforated. Either way, what ends up happening is the process of zinc becoming hydrozincite. It corrodes, in effect. It just rots away. Produces these gas bubbles, which will lift up the copper further. And the zinc, as it rots, also expands. So you get this big fat blister going on. And we see that in the 19 WTF8. So that's a goner. But he was asking about a doubled E
In Liberty, yeah.
in Liberty.
Keep that away from your other coins.
Yeah, it'll spread.
Yeah, it's like a bad apple. But one day all these zinc pennies will be gone.
Not mine.
Nope. You seal them in lucite?
Yeah, I was going to say you need to encase them.
Yeah. What promotes this this reaction is temperature and moisture. You know, heat and humidity. So always store your coins in a cool, dry place, and feed them once a day, no more.
And not after midnight, though.
Not after midnight.
And
They
play
can-
orchestral music and talk to them. And yeah.
From Cho. This coin
No.
is 2019 S. Chojo Lancha Yantonio. From Cho. Chojo.
Hey, Joe, what do you know?
An enhanced uncirculated.
Whoa.
And I got notches. I got extra metal.
Wow.
That's an eagle? Holy Lord.
That is weird.
I don't know if it's just light or. I mean, I know,
That's what I'm thinking.
MD. Okay, the enhanced uncirculated. It's like a kind of a proof-looking thing where the raised bits.
Okay. That's the second image. That looks rounded.
That's strange. I would actually lean towards some sort of deterioration on that. The curve on the right bottom of the S doesn't really match.
No, that doesn't match a secondary hubbing.
That's way out of. We got a full coin shot.
Now, you know what? I bet you I know what this is.
No.
Keep in mind, so the flat fields are like a satin type of finish, like a sandblasted finish, and the raised devices are smooth and mirror-like. If you look at some proofs, you'll see that sandblasted image doesn't exactly follow the line where the flat field and the raised device separate exactly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I might be explaining it in a weird way, but I think it's just an area on the flat field that's not enhanced properly, I would say.
It's an artifact of the etching or whatever, the laser etching on the surface.
Yeah, I think when they etched it, it just wasn't etched right up to the edge of the flat field. So there's a small area that is actually still a mirror-like proof. You know what I'm saying?
Captain
I'm
Jigger
trying to
brings
get
up
an
a
idea of the
question.
relief here. Over on the S, that big blob on the right of the lower part of the S, that's not reflecting any light, which suggests that that's flat rather than having relief.
It does look like he's using one of those LED super, like 56 light LED
All over the place.
ring lights, maybe.
Yeah. Well, most USB microscopes have those built right in. If that's what he's using, that's probably exactly what it is, Shay.
Yeah.
You can see the spots on them all over.
Yeah, but I get this dark spot, this dark area to the right of each coin of each letter that doesn't have any reflection in it.
Was he taking it through a slab?
Well, that tells me that dark area is flat, like a pancake.
What can we go to the previous image? That one there is the one that shows it the most for me. I think those areas to the right of that S just are not etched.
Because that was showing up as pure black on that other picture, right?
No.
Yeah. Well, that's coin flips in chat sent those.
Okay, that's Chojo.
Don't apologize for the picture. Just apologize for that extremely long name that Ken couldn't pronounce.
Or any of us, for that matter.
Blanca Antonio.
That's an enigma.
Well, I'm siding towards MD, just machine doubling.
Some kind of extreme MD, yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's
Ah,
he's taking it through a slab.
Blanca y Antonio. There you go. Figured it out.
If it was showing through plastic, I'd expect a whole lot more glare across the entire image. He's got the glare is limited to the device. All right, first you rule out damage. I don't think it's damage. The next I want to go to, what sort of anomaly is it? Is it something wrong with the planchet, something wrong with the strike, or something wrong with the design?
Or something wrong with the panel.
Or something wrong with all of us. We knew that.
I know I've seen this effect before on proofs. I can't remember if they were reverse proofs or just the standard, but it was definitely the cameo, the enhanced, I guess, what you would say. It's almost like, it's so hard. I would think of like a screen printing thing. And if you could imagine trying to colorize a screen printed T-shirt, but it doesn't line up right, so it's just slightly off from the original design. It's kind of what I'm trying to explain here. I've seen it before. I don't really know how they do these, what the exact process is, but it's almost like the etching
so it's probably
doesn't
late.
line up.
Quad says, is it double struck? I'm siding towards the equivalent of flat field doubling. It's not a proof, but it's enhanced, and they gave them a little extra attention.
Yeah, that one side is just mush. Very cool.
I gotta be honest, I think the U.S. Mint just does not take as much care into these special products as they should.
They don't care about us, our needs, our feelings.
No, I mean, it's a shame because they make these collector. I mean, these coins are geared towards collectors. So you would think that they would take a little more care in the production of them. But they don't. I mean, you know, what was it? The sets that were getting sent out before that were missing the 2019 reverse proof coin or something.
The W proofs that they got the spots on them.
Yeah, the spots. There was another thing where there was like a coin and currency set that came out, and the currency was like totally not even in the viewing window of the display case it came in. You know, just so many things that they've been releasing in the last couple of years that the quality just isn't there. It's kind of disappointing.
Shoddy workmanship. Hey, it's close enough for government work. This looks to me to be a form of MD. It's like the whole thing is just kind of shoved, almost a push doubling, if you will, which is more extreme version of MD. Where the strike was in progress and this thing is trying to eject. That would give you a squished appearance, flat fields right beside the devices that mimic the devices. But that's not, I wouldn't call that hub doubling because there's no relief on this extra metal here.
Yeah, you know, somebody made the point in the comment. It was Ant there. It's all machines. I actually work with similar machines as part of the process where I work. We have these robotic arms that do specific things. Every once in a while, the robot will stop or get jammed or mess up in some way, and you have to fix it. You have to go in sometimes, and every time that robot stops, it's called a waypoint, and those waypoints are actually set by humans. So a robot will only do what you tell it to do. So if they're in the middle of a production run of these coins and the robot jams up or stops or whatever happens, and they have to go in and adjust these waypoints, it's nearly impossible to get it to go back to the same exact point it was at before. It's just almost impossible. So I can see how stuff like this happens with machinery. It's better than human interaction when it comes to standardization, but there's still a lot of room for error.
Oh yeah.
Eddie asks, what are those dimples at the top and bottom of the S?
Just dimples.
Artifacts of the condition.
Yeah, I get what he's getting at. It's just if you think about the flat shelf-like doubling that you would see on a machine doubled coin, this is kind of the same effect.
At the top, that's the effect of the light reflecting off a curved surface.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I see that in Blender a lot if I'm doing a 3D image.
Yep.
When I render it, the light comes out looking like that.
You get that bit to the right of the R. That's a decent shot. It's showing flatness. How about the thickness of these devices? Are they looking thinner?
I
Wait a minute,
personally
is that
don't.
infused or raised?
Do I have? I think I have one. Do I have one? No, I don't have a silver American
The
Eagle.
hard thing about these is we are looking at a proof. So those raised devices are very shiny. They're reflecting light in all different directions. It's hard to take a good photo of this stuff to begin with, and then you add some sort of anomaly like whatever's going on here, and it's so hard to see.
And I learned today. I've been studying a little bit about photography, and the best light that you could use would be a soft muted light, like one of those. Yeah, it's like you could take white cardboard and put it behind, and then flash light at it, and just the glow off of the cardboard onto the face of the coin will give you a lot better picture that you can then look at the details.
What year and type of coin is that again?
I think it's a 19S enhanced.
I've got my set right here.
Uh-huh. And we got a comparison.
I'm going to have to put that up now. Un momento as I switch camera. And boom. Let's move that one.
Now he's got an eagle.
Now let's see, which quarter was it?
No, it's a dollar.
Oh, it's $1.
American Eagle.
That's why. Okay. I just got the proof set. I don't have the
Dollar.
Hey, Ant,
big one.
What? Right back at you.
All right.
I got the one with the penny and the little piece of thing of plastic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I don't think this is indicative of a doubled hub or hub doubling.
Definitely odd.
another thing I've seen people use to diffuse light is actually, depending on the type of bulb. Now, be careful here. You got to use some common sense. But if it's a bulb that doesn't give off a lot of heat, you can actually wrap a white grocery bag around it and diffuse it through the plastic.
Totally. I got a Walmart bag.
Yeah, that keeps the hot spots down to a dull roar.
You know, what's the cool one? This guy had a piece of glass over the coin, and then he used one of those old Kodak projectors, and he shined the projector across the glass and into like a black sheet in the background, and then the camera was over the glass, and it just filled the whole coin with the exact amount of soft light.
Oh.
It was really cool. And then he had another one where he did highly shiny surfaces, and he had those black spiral bound notebooks, the big black ones. So he had one of those on a table, and then he had the diffusing light that you can buy for like $5 on the internet behind it. And that was something else there. That way you don't get the picture of it. You don't see your own camera on top of the coin as you're taking a picture of it.
You see that all the time. That's what this light line here is. That's the
blue light
camera. All right, let's see.
That's the reverse new one. I'd send it back. That's cool.
I dropped my coin muffin mix onto it.
Coin muffin mix. You have all kinds of random stuff all over your desk, man.
You always want.
I'm running out of room.
You wonder why you can't find anything.
Okay. That's with the bag in place.
I can't find that blasted double die, but I found my coin muffin mix.
That makes a big difference.
prunes.
And the
Does it help at all?
Pardon?
Is that helping at all, Ken?
Well, that light up here is killing me. It's blinding.
Hey,
Yeah.
CFA.
Here's an adjustment of the light. And I'll take whatever I can get, man, to help with that light. Okay, I think we picked that one apart.
All right.
Would we conclude?
Let me see what else we got.
We're thinking push doubling is a thing there.
But yeah. Totally missed.
From Cajun Coin Hunter for Ida Herring, 1965 cent. Ida sent me this picture earlier today. I think it's epoxy or something similar. Well, let's find out. Whoa, that's nail polish, bro.
That's blood.
I hope it's not blood. That'd be nasty.
I'm thinking chewing gum.
Could be gum. Could be Ken's Play-Doh from our a couple of weeks ago stream.
That there's doo-doo.
Yep, doo-doo for sure. Oh, and the kids nowadays are playing with that slime crap and that stuff. My daughter got it all over her built-in bookshelf and carpet in her room, and believe me, it gets hard as a rock like that. I could have killed her, but I didn't. Yeah, that's something on the surface of the coin.
Yeah, it does look like wax too. But if it's solid and it doesn't move that easily, could be epoxy, some kind of resin, could be what they used to use, shellac.
Shellac.
Black.
Yeah.
I would toss this one back and get another one.
Yep.
See if Coinstar rejects it.
All right, from Eddie. I've noticed the picture resolution is pretty important for sharing pictures of coins. So what is your opinion on getting the best resolution for sharing pictures with you? The answer is, survey says, the best resolution you can do.
If you can afford it.
Yeah,
As high as possible.
that's right. Without being snooty, I would say that if you can do like at least like 1024 wide would be great, but we're happy if we get clear photos of the front and back and of the area under question. I think that's the most important thing. But yeah, just send it, the higher the resolution, the better. If you can check your camera, check your phone, verify that you are indeed taking a picture with the highest resolution you can, we can do it, man. I don't have any bandwidth issues. Some of the others it may take a little while, but that's okay. We try to prepare at least a coin or two ahead, and when we get like dozens ahead, it really helps because I can load them all up in advance. So there you go. Hope that answered your question.
Most modern phones, I have an iPhone 6. It's not new by any means, and I take really good pictures with it. But the important thing is to be still. If you can't hold your hand still, maybe build a stack of books or something that you can, lay your phone on top of to steady it, zoom in, and take the picture. For a full coin pick, I use my phone. I use my phone for full coin picks. Any other pictures I take for close-ups, I use one of two different USB microscopes. I have two hooked up at the same time, which, believe it or not, is not an easy feat. I have to hook one up, turn it on, then hook the other up and turn that on in a specific order, or they don't work. But that's what I do, and I've never had a resolution problem with those images unless I tried to send something in to Cuds on Coins, but that's a different story.
Okay, here's a trick. You might like this. We got two things we want to try to do. Hold the camera steady if you're using something like a free client camera, and also keep the coin perpendicular to the camera. Okay, here's a simple one. I'd done it before, but I seem to have thrown it. I probably used up all the envelopes. I took a box of envelopes. It was handy. It was the right size. Okay, let's get up there. And what I had done was stick some bubble wrap on it with some tape. So now I've got something to absorb the wiggle, to absorb the shock. So I can set my camera up there, keep it flat, and not have it shake. And then there's a timer in here, so I can set the timer for like 10 seconds. So I press the button, it stops wiggling, and then takes a good clear shot. You may have to get creative and create a jig that'll hold it up. Stack up books, whatever you need to. It's not too hard to stack up a few books. I'm sure you have coin books all over the place. And get your camera set. There's the lens. And you wipe that off once in a while. It's got to get crayon on it. You have to add some padding under there to keep it from wobbling and moving around. Bubble wrap's easy. Or try let's see, try a sock, something to absorb the wiggle on that stack of books.
And be very careful when you press the take a picture button on your screen, because that will make your camera go boop, and you wind up with a blurry picture.
Yeah.
One other good helpful hint is if you buy a USB microscope, make sure you take the lens cap off the sucker. I learned the hard way. I was wondering, why are my pictures terrible? And turns out there's a lens cap on it. And I took it off, and voila, magically everything worked. Then one day this newbie came on the scene, Mr. Ken Peavy, and he's taking these pictures that were very similar to the pictures I took. And he said, I can't get this darn thing to work right. I knew exactly what it was. So it happens to the best of us. They
don't tell you that stuff.
I mean, and you're right, Ken. They don't. They actually don't. I mean,
or they do, and it's written in like Chinese or something.
Who reads directions, Frank? You open the box, you plug it in, and you take pictures. How hard can it be?
That's it. I mean, I looked at the pamphlet, and it was all in Chinese, so I just threw it away.
Yep, it happened.
I've been reading all about microscopes lately, and most of them come from Guangdong, China. And they try their best to write English, but just don't succeed.
I have a sticker on my toolbox at work that came in something we bought. It came from China, but it says danger, shart, shart, S-H-A-R-T, object. It doesn't get any better than that.
This thing has sharp edges.
I would have kept that somewhere prominent too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. How many coin nerds does it take to remove a lens cap? Well, only one. And then once that guy finally figures it out, then he can tell everybody else.
Everybody. Oh, let me try that. Yeah, that's when I first got that.
Hey, you guys. All right.
Jeff says it took him 30 minutes to figure out that lens cap problem.
Yeah, everybody's at home checking their USB microscopes right now. They're like, is there a cap on this thing?
Took me a whole lot longer than 30 minutes.
It actually took me a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say 30 days.
Once I'm about to throw the thing in the yard.
It's going to get hit by
it almost got hit by the shed.
Seamus Omaha says, show and tell for the Q&A. It's a 1968 Denver Lincoln Memorial Cent stolen statue. Just wanted to share this. Over-polished die reverse where the Lincoln statue is missing. Found it at BU Roll. Well, let's see it.
Very cool.
There it is. Big head.
Right now.
Whew.
Where's Lincoln?
All I see is his knobby knees.
That's a ghost.
I don't even see them there, though. I see nothing.
Nice.
Gone. Look in shape.
What is that anomaly on the bay to the right of where Lincoln should be?
Probably a big old gouge. But
That would interest me.
Yeah, I would definitely take a close look at that.
Let me run some things through here.
Hey, Jess.
oh, stereo.
Stereophonic sound.
Wow, that's really overpolished. You can
Yeah,
see the remnants of a clash too, so you can see what they were going for.
I like the waviness of the top of the memorial from the depth changes. Pretty cool.
That is cool.
Now you got to realize when you polish a die is it's inverted compared to the coin, right? Because you'd have to have a void on the die to create a raised image on the coin. So when you polish the surface of a die, that's going to show up on the field of a coin first, and the more you polish it, you're working from the bottom up, from the coin.
The devices.
Yep. So the device is very close to the field. Oh, the outer edges of the letters, for example, they're going to be wiped off first.
Stop pointing at that. You're teasing me.
Yeah, I looked up a couple of things. I couldn't find any reference to a double die reverse with extra columns in Bay 7.
That would be gigantic.
Yeah. I would take a real close look at that coin again because it could just be the lighting. Because I still see it there, though. There's something going on there in that bay. And I would take a close look at that. That reminds me of the 94 DDR. There's also a 91, I believe, that has it in a few spots.
There's a couple, yep.
Yeah.
Well, given the amount of polishing it would require to take away the statue, I think what you'd probably be seeing in that bay is just a big, heavy polish mark.
Yeah, it's most likely true, but definitely worth a second look.
Yep.
And here's what Michael Kittle thought maybe somebody did.
But you polish these things, and the letters get thinner, the columns get a little thinner. Sometimes it's a little curve.
Hey, you tricky little bugger, you.
Michael Kittle said, "They're gone."
Got a lot of spot heel, man.
You got photoshopped them out.
I need to feather it a little bit more, make it look a little more realistic.
There you go.
There we go.
That's pretty cool. Whoa.
That looked almost like Santa Claus with his beard.
How do I get one of those?
It's a feather.
They're saying to look at the last close-up photo.
Let me undo my changes to this. Okay, the last close-up photo.
I think that would be that one.
That one big giant step again.
One big step, one giant leap for Lincoln.
That reminds me of Barney, the purple dinosaur. He had one giant big tooth.
Nope, not that one. How about this
Yeah,
one?
look at that's an offset clash too. There's a normal one and an offset one.
Yeah, that's why they polish it so darn hard.
Oh yeah, must have had to go to town on that sucker.
Yeah, see, they tore into the roof.
Yeah.
The attic.
Toys in the attic. I know I'm young and everything, but I had an 8-track player, and one of my favorite 8-track tapes was that Aerosmith Toys in the Attic album. That was an
awesome. I had an 8-track player too, but I used to use it for other things.
Mine was Motley Crue.
Mine was Sabbath.
Which album?
Usually Mob Rules.
Oh, so you were a Ronnie James Dio Sabbath guy.
Few years, yeah, baby.
I'm going to grab Stonecutter.
Okay, Linda says,
Air guitar.
Linda's got a question. She says, is there anything special about a 1942 Philly penny?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Is that the one you
Compare that with other coins from around that date and see what stands out. What's different about it? Maybe it's special. If it's in really, really beautiful condition, right? All its original luster, every bit of detail. Yeah, it's probably good for 10, 15 bucks. But if it's just a regular old coin without a change in the design or an error that occurred while minting, I would say there's nothing special about it. How many did they make in 42?
A lot.
Like hundreds of millions.
I am not set up for mintage figures.
Oh, I'm doing that now
Oh, okay, cool.
because I'm not ready. Okay, pennies.
Yeah, CMOS called it too. There are DDOs in Double Deer. And let's see. Well, 42 is mentioned. There's 55, I believe. Actually has doubling on some of the years. Let's see. Then you got your what? Your 88s, your 84s, your
83.
83.
My favorite, 97, because it's easily obtainable.
97.
They
Yeah.
made 257 million back in 1942 at Philly.
2006.
We did it again.
Stereo again, buddy.
Great minds, man.
One of the most viewed pages on my blog is the cheat sheet, right? Where I give you a list of pennies to look for, a list of different dates and what to look for that date. But that's just a glimpse. Seriously, there are thousands, tens of thousands of die varieties out there. Some are really, really tiny. Those little doubled ears, the extra metal by the statue. Every date has a variety. So you can pick out one date you're looking for, maybe the 1972 double dies or the 69S double die, or the Whams for 98, 99, and 2000. But every date has something to hunt for. So rather than go for what's already known and looking only for those and only the best of the best, look at every coin and what's different about that coin, about that piece that's in front of you.
That's important. Every single one. That's how you find the new ones.
Now, most of the things are going to be normal, perfectly normal coin, normal die. Maybe it's worn out, right? Maybe it's got some MD on it. Maybe it's got some damage. Maybe it's got some die wear. But you're looking for those subtle differences that make it, well, truly different from the rest because it's a variety. And every date has them. So what do? Pick out every coin? Well, that's what I do. I sort them by year. And then I go through that one particular year of just, 1968. And I look at every single coin, because after you've gone through, how many thousands or tens of thousands or millions of coins, you can pretty much identify, that's out of place. And then you set that piece aside.
And Denise, I'm still looking for my first one.
You might find a dropped letter. Denise is great. She picked up this one that's got a dropped letter, right? They're minting coins and some grease gets into the die and fills it. So it's printing a coin, it's minting a coin, and every coin, the S is kind of thin, kind of light. You can barely see it. But that doo-doo that collected in the die falls out all at once. And now you have a struck through, and it's struck through debris is what it is. But it looks like an extra letter on your coin, but it's in Q's. And she found a fantastic one. Looks like 1 cent. That's a peach. Have you got a shot of that? We'll put that up. Okay, let's get back to work. Frank?
Stone Cutter. 1960 Lincoln on round planchet. Gentlemen, please find these pics below of a 1960 Lincoln cent, which I feel is on a round planchet. I posted it in other groups and some agree with me. The weight is 1.9 grams. Surfaces are smooth, no pitting, and all devices are clear, but there's no rim, and it's smaller overall than a normal cent. I have a theory.
Exactly what that is.
Lip planted?
That is, wow.
Acid reduced?
Bevel.
Absolutely. That is an acid-eaten coin.
Wow, it's like they just shaved the rim right off.
Well, if you read the description on errorref.com on an acid-eaten coin, acid will actually eat the entire coin at the same exact rate. And that is why you still see the raised devices. So it's taking the entire surface of the coin and eating it away at an equal rate. And that includes diameter, thickness, and everything. They explain it much better than I do, but this is a classic acid-eaten coin.
That makes perfect sense.
Yep.
All right. Let me take the focus for just a bit. I'm going to give you a link over here There you go. And you can
What's up, CJ?
like, okay, screenshot. And there, I pulled it up over here on Error Ref. Acid shrunk coins. It's a non-error. It's an alteration. It's been damaged by acid. Okay, you ready for this? The diagnostics of an acid damaged coin include a diameter smaller than normal, perfect centering of the design, uniformly mushy design on both faces. Ready for this one? Thin or absent design rim, lack of metal flow in the design elements bordering the coin's edge. Here's an example of a 1958. Now let's compare this one to what he shows. Let's look at the details on this piece. It's kind of mushy. Both sides are kind of mushy. The letters are kind of mushy. There's no rim. None. Wonder what the weight on that one is. Let's see. This 58 D Lincoln has been altered by submerging. You can repeat this. This coin weighs 1.6 grams, half of what it should. Okay, now let's look at what Mantic had for a picture. How do I do this? Oh. Did you see any of that? Oh shucks, I'll do it again. There, that's what we're looking for. Here's 1 1/4 shrunk by acid.
Oh, wow.
We're going to compare this image right here to what Mantic had showing.
Yeah. One thing to note, I think when they use the term acid shrunk coin, somebody is actually thinking that it's literally like hydrochloric acid or something. But there are many things in the environment that are acidic. It could be in some sort of chemical. It could be in corrosive soil. It could be in salt water. Anything that is going to, eat the coin away.
Corrosive.
One thing I think that's really important in their diagnostics on that website is the fact that they state that the design is still perfectly centered. And that's important because if you think, he was thinking it was on a wrong planchet. So let's explore the fact that if it were possible that there was a copper planchet used to make, let's say, a foreign coin struck at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia in 1960, and it somehow got in the mix, which it does happen. PV's got the book that shows all of the coins that were struck at the U.S. Mint for other countries. So it definitely happens. There's no doubt about it. But let's say it happened in this case, and it made its way into the striking chamber, and the fact that the design is still perfectly centered, it's almost impossible to think that that small planchet would get into the striking chamber perfectly centered right before it gets struck by the dies without being held in place by the collar because the diameter is smaller. That's one of the most important ways, I think, to tell the difference between what could possibly be struck on a foreign planchet or a damaged coin such as acid shrunk. Pretty important details. That's why, like Ken's always saying, always assume damage first, right? Damage can't always be explained. Errors can. You can define the exact cause of an error during the minting process. There are literally infinite number of ways that a coin can be damaged. Some of them can be identified, such as an acid shrunk coin. So let's let Ken explain more about what I just said there.
Chris was saying if I have a chamber, right, that is going to be sized because I've got a collar, right, into which I'm going to put a planchet, right? Well, actually, the planchet goes into place on a die and then the collar comes up. But here, if this planchet does not fit, getting it exactly centered, that's darn tough. It's not like you got to put your finger in there to hold it when you got 30,000 tons of force. Don't get your finger in there, really. So when you have something that's perfectly centered, it's more likely that something occurred to the coin after it left the mint than occurred at the mint. Start with the assumption of damage because most coins you find that are funky or weird or juicy or have red things stuck to the back, it's something that happened, long after it left the mint. There's a million ways to screw up a coin when you produce them. There are more ways to damage a coin than we even can imagine yet. They have yet to invent more ways to screw up a coin. But what you got here on this one is consistent with an acid shrunk. Well, it's a neat one. Save it. Why not? That's a peach. I'd save it. That's a good instructional piece there.
Yeah, I keep stuff like this when I find it as educational pieces. I showed this numerous times. I got this literally a little trash can that I got from the Dollar Tree, and that's what I put those trash coins into.
There you go. Now imagine a bar of soap, right? Imagine the coin is, instead of metal, let's say it's a bar of soap and I just washed it a bunch of times. It's not acid that I'm washing in, just water. But that bar of soap is going to shrink uniformly in all directions, top to bottom, left to right, from rim in. Even after I've washed my hands 30 times, it's still shaped like a bar of soap, but it's a little smaller, right? The little imprint that says Irish Spring is starting to disappear, but it's still there, but it's getting mushier. That's what an acid shrunk coin does. It wears evenly. If you have a coin that's in water is the most corrosive agent known to exist, really. Flowing water and contact with water for a long time can do incredible things to a coin. Distort them in ways you can't imagine. Drill holes in them.
It's a universal solvent.
It is. But you add, some acidic material to that water, so you have a solvent.
Put a coin in a cup of Coca-Cola and let it sit for a while, and eventually you're not going to have a coin anymore.
It's gone. It's gone.
She gone.
The neat thing about damage, you can reproduce them a lot of times outside in your driveway, in your garage workshop. But reproducing a mint error, that is especially difficult without using mint equipment.
Many people try.
Oh yeah.
Vice coins are probably one of the most common things you're going to find that are most likely intentionally done to fool people into believing it's an error. If you don't know what you're looking at, you're going to be fooled easily. But there's very simple diagnostics that are able to distinguish that from a true, error coin. So that's why we do these things. We try to teach you guys what to look for and what to see.
Millions of ways to screw up a coin. Philadelphia could screw up coins like nobody else.
Nobody's business, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them for that.
I know.
That's why we collect
on the West Coast.
Okay, we got something from Sovereign Archer. He's got an 1888 over 7. Indian penny. Yep, that's it. All right.
Wow. That's a nice one.
Your little tail sticking out the bottom. Should be a little bit up at the top left of the 8. Possibly the top right. What? You mean that's it? Sometimes all you get is a nub.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that's what she
said. That increases the value exponentially. A little nub right there.
It takes a $3 coin and turns it into a $50 coin.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the point where we can hunt down eBay and look for coins and people don't necessarily know what they have and may not have identified them right. And the photo quality is good enough that we can say, aha, I know what that is. That's a particular dime variety. And it's beautiful when you get a good one. I've picked up coins for $50 and sold them for $250. That's what cherry picking is all about. CJ says wrong location for the 7. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this one up. Where's the cherry picker's guide here? That might have it. Oh, here's greens. That's just as good. I'm gonna do a little homework here real quick. This is why the books are so darn handy. You can find out what other people have found and listed. 1887 over 7, very rare, business strike only. Almost always with breaking the dentals above TED. Boy, he sure is right. Let me show you what I'm looking at.
Yeah, he is right. It's on the left side.
Yep. Okay, there's
Thanks for coming in and saving the day, CJ.
Thank you, TJ.
I'm gonna move this stuff around. Okay, what are we looking at for real? Nope, there. That
Oh,
7 goes that way. So it's
yep.
gonna go over here. But above the TED in United, we're looking for a little break in the dentals. Okay, this is what Breens has for you. Very rare. Business strikes only, almost always with a break in the dentals above TED. James F. Ruddy found it in 1970, usually in low grades. And that's the 1887 over 7. And photo by Ted Clark. This is Breens, by the way. This is why we like these old books that you can't get anymore, and why they sell for, $150. There, Breens Encyclopedia of, where is it? U.S. and colonial coins. Yeah.
What's the year that has the misplaced one where the bottom portion of the one is sticking out of her neck?
I think there's a couple of those.
Oh wait, yeah, I'm sure we got some in here.
That's one of my. I've been looking for that one and haven't found it yet, but that's a cool one.
Yep, that's a misplaced date, is what that is. I don't have an image to share here.
So the 88 over 7 is a snow 1, and there's also supposed to be a cut at 9 o'clock. So yeah, it doesn't have.
So if it's not the 88 over 87, what then is that?
Die chip.
Die chip? That's what I would go with.
A very surreptitiously placed one.
Yeah.
Fortuitously, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Would you stop? Oh my God, you're calling me.
Well, God love you. Chuck's been on the panel before. He just had too much going on to stick with it. It's tough to put in 3-4 hours every single week on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we have anything else on the 87?
No, that was it.
That's all we got? Okay. Yeah. Each of these books that attribute die varieties, none of them are complete, right? All of them are work in progress. But every book will, or every attribution listing will have items that others don't. Kind of neat. So you gotta have all of them. And you're checking references from one to the next to the next. I'll put your parents here. Just under the like button. Thank you, Stonecutter. Have we got another one lined up? Because I can probably open up a couple of images.
I do have arts.
Okay, I'll do silvers. Ooh.
I'm getting mauled by my pygmy panther here.
Thursday nights are not good for my heart, man. I'll tell you that. I put in more calories in the few hours I'm on this show than I do all week, I think. Next on my list for tonight is some barbecue pork rinds.
Anybody want to read that?
I can't even see the screen.
I can't see it.
Oh, yeah, let me fix that.
See you, Linda. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Linda. Same to you. Merry Christmas. I got that. From Arthur Rain, 56D DDO eyelid. Hello again. I found a half tube of these DDOs, and I need the professionals with this one. Rarely do I need help attributing a simple double die, but I can't designate this one for the life of me. Help! And Merry Christmas. Attribution.
Well, it's definitely a doubled eyelid.
I can't get to my mouse because reasons.
That's a big blobby one. That's a little further south than normal. That's a fairly good size. Oh, here you go.
All right, enough of you. Get down.
I'd say compare that to Konica number 4.
Do you have the markers in front of you?
Just about. Let me pull up the screen and we can share. Here's the screen.
Look at the reverse right-hand side for die chip, die crack combo on the weed ear at about 330.
I don't have markers for that reverse. Nothing at all. But it is a solid 6 hub. Do we have the solid 6, or have you got a chip on the bottom of the 6? Or a little bit missing on the 6? That 6 looks good and round. Okay, let me pull up Copper Coins. He's got better pictures. 1956. Denver. Double dial burst. And let's see what he's got.
I'd be willing to bet there's a lot of these out there that are not documented.
Now, Wexler's got 54 at least on his site. I mean, there's bunches of them. Oh, that one looks real good. And it's comparing what you have to what they have. And you got a pretty large one.
Paul, I do not have crabs, but thanks for asking.
Okay, let's compare what we got here. There's a big one. Have you got a chip inside the 9?
Okay, let me check.
You got a chip on something on the reverse. What's that?
Oh, it's the
crack in the weed.
crack on the weed ear.
Left side?
Right side.
Well, that makes it impossible.
Other line.
What I have doesn't have any of those.
That would be a big one.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that's dates down here.
Yeah.
Okay, look for the mint mark position as a key indicator. Okay, you're about centered a little bit towards the right. Even. Okay, it's not this one.
No, that's definitely.
I think this is up a little high. The trick is you got different attributors doing these, and they don't always have the same die markers. So getting them cross-reference is tricky too. Okay, it's not this one. This D is tilted. So that's my best guesses on those. Let's go to Wexler, see what he's got. I don't think he has a 56 Ds up there.
What are carbs? I don't know. I don't care.
No, he does. I got a big long list of nothing yet. There, that's what I got on Wexler.
Very interesting.
Yep, here I can't even pick out the mint mark as a reference because it's not shown. I'm not able to pull it up on any of these 3, but there's some that are awfully similar. Where'd Konica go? Yeah, Konica has 8. Copper Coins has 16. Wexler hopefully will one day list at least all 60 that he has found so far. So you have for sure a double die. But I'd say if it has been attributed, that listing is not up, and we can't pick it out exactly with the die markers that we have that we can see.
That's one I would definitely put in the pile to send in to Wexler just to see what he has to say. Most likely, you get credit for the discovery on that one.
If not, he'll have a picture, and hopefully we'll finish fleshing out his blog. Have you got any die scratches on the right wheat stalk on your piece? Well, we got for sure a heck of a crack. We start to lose resolution that close in.
Shay, you're like a wizard, man.
He's quick.
I'm gonna load the next one up. Let's do that.
So, Quads had a good question. First of all, he had a nice comment. He said, we're very knowledgeable. Thank you for that. We try. But he's asking what we think about overbidding on many YouTube auctions lately. I think that's been a growing trend, actually, and not just on YouTube. There were a few auction houses in my area I used to go to. We call them bid boards, where you could put a silent bid, I guess. And then on the day, you could go and bid if you wanted to. But I would bid on stuff, and the prices would just go so high. I don't know if it's lack of knowledge on the consumer's part or what it is, but depending on the market or where you're at, stuff just goes high. I have no answer for that whatsoever. So I'm continuously changing up where I'm going to purchase my stuff because I have this problem where wow, 65 for a brown ike. That is
Wow. You get those for $10 all day long.
crazy.
Yeah, I was going to do a particular shot. Every now and then I do a video where I just rant. Well, let's do it here and now, okay? Where's my head? Oh, Jesus. Are you bidding to get the coin at a fair price, at a reasonable price, or you're bidding to beat the other guy? Because we're seeing an abundance of sale shows coming over to YouTube. It's starting to take up, and honestly, it's not even 1% of the number of coin shows, coin people, coin collectors who can come over to YouTube. We're just getting started, honestly. I'm talking to one fellow, and he says to me, "Hey, these are grown people. They know what they're doing." What? Where's that one I was showing off earlier today? 1 minute here. Let me find this one. Oh, God. Is this a good price? Let me find this one. I think it was in Jimmy's.
Yeah, great price.
If you don't know what you're bidding, why are you bidding? I see people buying stuff, and they just drive that price up through the roof for no darn reason. Here we go. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Okay. I'm going to find the screen.
I wonder.
Go here. Then I got to click on this screen. There's the screen. Then I got to click over to what I want to see. There. Is this it? That's not it. Where the hell did it go? I got 37 windows open. Guy says, "Is this a good deal?" Now, he honestly doesn't know if this is a good price or not. It's the 1982 cent varieties, all 7 of them. Take a look at these. These are circulated. They've been around the block. A couple of them are pretty good. Spotty, a big doo-doo spot on there. $9.75. And he's thinking, is this a good deal? Okay. He honestly doesn't know. I know the seller knows what the hell that's worth. Okay, what was my comment? I left one here. Let's see. The coins can be found in pocket change, and the fancy plastic holder with the printed text is good for 19 cents. What are you buying? What are you bidding on? Stop it. Really? All right.
Whatever happened to the times when if you were going to buy something, you would do some research on it, right? Let's say you were going to buy a car. You were in the market for a new car. You do some research, right? You look around and see what you think the best deal is going to be. I need a new washer. Hell, I might even subscribe to Consumer Reports for a year just to make sure I'm getting a good deal on a washer that's going to last me. People don't do that kind of stuff anymore. What is wrong? You work for your money. You work hard for your money. Why not try to get the most out of it, whether it's a coin collection or a car or a washer? I want the best deal I can get. So I'm going to do my due diligence to make sure I am getting the best deal I can. Why don't people do that anymore? Do they have more money than brains? I don't get it.
I can understand if you've got a book and you've got a slot for a coin and it's missing and you've been looking at that spot and you've been looking everywhere. You've exhausted every opportunity you can to find that coin. And you go to an auction, and yeah, you're bidding against some other people, and you bid higher. You know it's worth more, but it's because it's the last coin in your book, and you can't find it anywhere, and you've done your research, and you understand, yeah, I'm paying a premium, but the goal is to finally complete my collection. Okay, bid a little high. But come on, set some limits for yourself. And I know I've been seeing bidding up on a couple of coins that I really wanted to, but I stopped. Okay, I said I'm not going to pay more than a 20% premium. Period. No matter, ever. Because I can go down the street, I know I can find most of those coins somewhere else. And so I don't know. I think it's great having the opportunity, especially when people put up an auction and they put the coins out there and they list it for sale and they list the price. But to just to overpay 100% or 300% on a coin, you're never ever going to recoup the cost. And especially if you're not buying something that you can inspect. Would you buy a diamond off of someone selling them on YouTube if you couldn't actually get there and inspect the diamond? You would probably want to know something about diamonds before you did that.
There's some excitement going on. And I understand the fellow I talked to, he said, these are grown adults, they know what they're doing. But I've got to sell the seller knows what he's doing. The seller knows the value of that brown Ike, right? 10, 12. Let's say the coin market's been a little quiet lately. For the past couple of years, it's been kind of quiet, and it seems to be, getting some interest, getting some pickup. What would a brown Ike go for if it was getting a higher bid than normal? 15, 20, 25? If it's going for 2, 3, 4 times normal market value, something has gotten out of control, and I think the seller has culpability. Because honestly, if you come to the hobby and you come to YouTube and you're bidding on a coin and the seller lets it go, allows it to progress to these outrageous amounts, it's giving the hobby a bad name. But what's going to happen when the buyer finds out I paid $60 for a $10 coin? He's never going to buy from that buyer again. Maybe you should cover your own ass and set a limit. And look, if this thing goes to $12, okay, I understand that. And if it goes to 14, we're just going to end it there.
By the way, it was super milky.
Super milky.
$8.
Here's a good example. I'm gonna talk about Chuck here for a second, since he's here, and he's one of the few YouTube sales I've actually gone to. I don't do YouTube sales very often, but it's just because of time constraints, nothing personal. I was at a sale that Chuck had, and he was bringing out all these BU rolls, and he says, all right, we're going to start the bidding, and the bids were going crazy, and he's like, okay, stop, right? So he stops it, and even though the bid may have been at like $15, he says, okay, you know what? I have 20 of these rolls. I'm going to offer them to you today at $8. And
that's the value of the darn thing.
That's an honest seller right there. And I'm just using him as an example. There are a lot of honest sellers out there. There are more dishonest sellers, I believe, than there are honest sellers. But I can't
start at a starting bid of higher than retail. I'm thinking,
yeah,
they're going to find out and they're going to stop watching that show.
Coins for Amateurs made a comment about basically they're taking advantage of people. In a way, yes, they are. But I also think the consumer needs to take some responsibility for what they're buying too. I mean, let's look at these little blue-haired old ladies that sit on the couch and watch the stuff on the infomercials, and they're buying all these outrageous priced coins that are damaged. They're platinum enhanced state quarter sets or whatever it may be, You
see, my mom.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. It really is. But who's to blame? Is it the guy on TV selling that to you, or is it you as well? Or are you both to blame? Be an informed consumer. And there's nothing wrong with overpaying for a coin that you want for your collection. But let's be honest, you're not going to overpay. If you're an informed consumer, you're not going to overpay for a common date or a circulated coin or a brown box Ike or a platinum enhanced state quarter set, because you know what the value is. If it's a 1909 SBDB and it's the last coin that you need to fill your darn book, yeah, you might overpay.
You go up.
I have no problem with that. That makes sense, because who knows when you're going to come across another one? Who knows if you're going to have the money to buy it the next time you see it? So
I've seen BU rolls. It should go for $3 or $4 per roll, going for 25, 28, 30 bucks and more.
Yep.
And at what point does the seller step in and say, no, this has gotten way out of control? There is an integrity issue at stake. We have to police ourselves. Now, without calling out anybody's names, if you're doing this on your sales show, stop. You're going to lose customers is what's going to happen. You're cutting your own throat. And if you have somebody new to the hobby coming in, and the first thing they do is bid on something, not knowing what it's worth, and you accept that bid and knowing it's way up here, you're not doing the hobby any service.
I've seen some of those coins go. I've seen some things where the price is way too high for a roll, and I've got my favorite little spots where I go on the internet, and as soon as I see, if the auction has already exceeded 150% or 200% of the item, I go to my little watering hole and I order some rolls at the price that I can get them, at the right price, the price that's, at Gray Sheet. Or I go call my dealer and ask him if he's got any rolls, and he gives them to me for 80%. Nice, right? All right, so look for those kinds of deals. They're out there. They're out there. People want to sell coins, and they don't have to sell them at 200 and 300% markup.
I've seen 1972 proof sets, right, sell for 18 to 22 bucks on some of these shows. These are $4 or $5 for a 1972 proof set. Not milky. Well, okay. You got some people want it. Maybe what do you go to? $5, $6, $7, $8. It ought to include shipping. But when I see it going for $18, $19, $20 and more, I can't watch that show anymore. Just what? Stop it.
That's another reason I like running buy it now shows too.
There's two people involved. There's the buyer and there's the seller. And the buyer needs to be informed and the seller needs to be honest.
And the buyer has to have control.
There you go.
It's like gambling, man.
What do you do? I had an item. What was it? 1972 2-center in a Facebook group, and the bidding on that got away. Dude, the guy wants to spend $138 on it. Okay, you win the auction, but when I invoiced him, I sent him for, the book says $79. That's what I'm going to bill you for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you win, sure. The other guy had bid like $129. Here's what I'm going to, because I cannot be comfortable doing that. It's not going to work.
It's worse. A coin invoice hangover is worse than a New Year's party hangover, in my opinion.
God, I can't believe I charged him that much. I'm gonna fix that. Oh, man, he paid. Here's a refund. There you go.
I like the 1995 for the coin, and it's the right price, but they charge you $15 shipping and handling. What?
Bye. See ya.
The shipping is an administrative cost. Are you going to figure out the weight of every single package? You can bill them in the exact amount. I find most of my packages cost $3.50 to $3.85 to ship. So I went with $4. Make it easy on me at least, because I've had shows where I got 29, 30 packages I got to ship out. It would take me 4 days just to weigh up everything. $4, call it good. There's a lot of policing that we can do internally, and without calling names, we just talk about the issue, and they'll police themselves, hopefully. But if you get into an auction and it's getting out of hand, you can't really say anything in the chat. Hey, man, this is getting out of hand. WTF? No, that's not going to look good either. We can talk about it. We can rant about it, and people will tighten up. I noticed one thing about my channel is a lot of people watch this, and after I do a rant, I see a lot of changes. That's a great thing. Let's keep that up.
Yeah.
Lincoln, $85.99 in shipping. What?
Look, save your money, put it in your wallet, take it to somewhere, do your research, and then buy. Right?
Yep.
That's all I ask. If you overpay, know why you're overpaying.
If you did overpay, or you think you overpaid, you know, when it comes in, take a look and see, hey, what should I have paid for this? And if you paid 2 or 3 times what you should have, why not contact the seller and say, hey, man, I think I overpaid on this by like a factor of 4. Can I get a refund on part of that, or can I return the product? Because I get stuff on eBay sometimes, and it comes out it's screwed up when I open up the package. And the only way I'm going to recover my investment is to send that baby back.
Retail to the 5th power.
Retail to the 5th. And if somebody won't take their product back, that's another red flag. I always do refunds because, let's face it, if I don't have faith in my product, who will?
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Let's see if I think I have something here from Coin Collecting Texas.
Oh, good. And rant. Back to work.
There you go, Chris.
Have a nice day. What is the error type?
Collecting Texas. What is the error type and value? 2 Lincoln cents and $0.50.
You have 52 cents.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops.
Well, that looks like a Shay Hoffmaster to me. I'm not sure.
How much do we put for this?
Priceless.
Hey, what's up, Jay? Okay.
Ooh, is that an indent?
That looks like a giant
Like one, maybe.
cut or indent.
Maybe.
I'm trying to zoom in.
Oh my God.
I see an indent.
Oh boy, this one's hard for me to tell. Sometimes on pictures, I can't tell if it's raised. Is that a cud?
Man, if that's a cut, that's Cudzilla.
On the right side of that, is that a vest?
Oh, opposite where
See what you're saying there.
Right there.
What? Yeah. Chuck is saying no.
I'm not seeing any difference in the rim. The rim looks
What's
to
the
be
reverse look
uniform.
like?
Yeah, I think with the light going that way, it's concave, so it looks more like damage, right?
Is there a reverse image?
I honestly can't tell if it's raised or I can't tell with that picture.
All right, the reverse looks okay.
That's clean. That's sharp.
It does look in cues. Like it's a bowl instead of a bulge. Or the biggest 83 zinc zit you'll ever see.
So who sent this one in? Texas?
Yes.
Collecting Texas, yeah.
I don't know if there's any way to get a better picture straight on with a little bit better lighting. The color kind of looks different to me, though.
Sanded away.
Well, the reverse doesn't show any indication of an impact.
You could have just put it up against a little.
There's no weakness on the reverse, so that automatically eliminates a cut, right?
Yes.
So the only possibility is an indent or some sort of damage.
Well, that's not consistent with an indent because it's not a clean curve on the inside. Right above Lincoln's ear, it's got
There's goofiness there.
little goofiness going on.
Yeah. Is it something on the coin?
If that's a cud,
Well, it can't be because we would have some major weakness on the reverse.
first.
Zinc zit, says Eddie James.
Yeah, just ran it up against the drum sander.
No, I missed that one. I missed Chuck's comment. He says it's not copper colored. If it were cud or indent, the zinc would not be showing. But I'm looking at that rim, and it looks to be uniform thickness on the rim. So an indent would block the collar and should let that thing distend. I should
There's
be
part of a rim there too on the top. I just noticed up there by the H in Whitman.
Texas, can you tell us if it's raised or not? I don't think the color matches the coin.
It's something bizarre, but I'm leaning against him in there now too.
I almost think I still see like Lincoln's like ear going into whatever that is.
Yeah. No, because then the other side would be damaged too, quads. If it was like a flattener or something.
if you took a hammer to it and beat it, I would see damage on the back as well.
The person was in chat asking if we got to his email yet, so I'm kind of waiting to see if he can tell us if that's raised or not. If that's raised off the base of the coin, I think it's something on the coin itself.
Coin Collecting Texas sent this one in.
Yeah.
His name popped up in chat when I typed it.
Let me take a look at some of the other coins while we wait for him to respond. Let's go take a look at coin number.
That's what I was thinking too, Chuck, like a little drum sander. Bzz,
Ooh.
went right over it.
Okay, let's see the other side of this one. Ooh. One of two things.
That's better.
Struck through capped die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way, yes. Could possibly be an extreme grease-filled die.
And full rim. Well, mostly full. It's misaligned like they usually are. Let's say 71 on it.
I think that's what it is, Ken. Struck through cap die, an earlier stage.
Greasers, but if you have that much grease, it's going to do some weird stuff.
It's going to spray out the sides of the die chamber.
And let's see, there's one more too. I think we kind of agree that the struck through cap die. Let's take a look at this next one.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Yeah, for sure. 1981. Oh, he's got a cut.
Oh, that's a cut.
That's a rim cut.
Yep.
He's a cute little guy.
That's a good one.
On a Lincoln, that would be like half the coin. That's a cool one.
See if I have that one listed.
Oh, Tree's got more stuff coming. Oh, boy.
No, who sent these in?
Coin Collecting Texas.
Okay. Trey's got a bunch of stuff. Oh,
I thought everything was bigger in Texas. That's a mighty small little cud.
I'd be happy to have it.
He's a cute little feller.
I do have this one listed.
Oh, Shay, did you see that?
Oh, that was a...
Ooh. That hurts. Right to the heart.
Chuck.
Straight to the fields, man.
Yeah, cud from rim to the T and Liberty to the rim. Yeah, nice. Okay, that one's listed. Let's see. Oh, I don't,
CLC?
yeah, here. Oh, I got the number.
Oh, awesome.
It's been delicious. I almost moved to Texas, so I wouldn't mess with Texas.
Yeah, I was there for 2 years.
Although it was hot and stinky and flat. Yeah, I'm glad I stay where I'm at.
There, I actually loaded one. Look at that.
Awesome.
There, I've got something ready to look at.
I loved where I lived in Texas, man.
Which one you doing?
Silver Supermans. It's like two
Okay.
emails ago. Let me see. I got to get back to the screen. I got to
I know it was right down the street from Shea.
get to here. Then I go over to
That one.
that. There. Okay. No, wait. Screen. Now
Did
we
you see the look on his face when he thought it was going to be there and then it wasn't? The pure disappointment.
I'm trying real hard, man. I need like 3 monitors at this point. It's from Super Silverman, not Silver Superman. One of them, that's his cousin. He says, I looked through Variety Vista and Wexler's and don't think this quite fits the listings I see. Is this an RPM?
If it's in the 80s.
It's a quarter. What's the date on it? 1957 quarter.
Ooh,
Is that an RPM? That's decent shape. We got to look at the D.
Nice cartwheel luster on that coin.
Yeah,
That is a beauty.
it's a peach. She's looking pretty tasty. I don't see much for stuff going on here.
Oh,
All right, we got a close up here.
nice crack off on
It's
it.
green. Oh no. What do you see?
Looks like MD to me.
Look at the thickness of this versus the entire thickness, and compare the entire thickness to what the D should be. I'd like to see better lighting up here in the corner, but this appears to me to be machine doubling.
I have a 64 just like
Because
that.
this is reduced the thickness. And I got another shot here.
In lieu of Christmas, we can call that Elf on a Shelf.
Huh?
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 Sorry, Ken. It's just a new thing that these kids are playing with, you know.
New.
Yeah, well, I mean, 10 years maybe.
Okay. In coin age. There you go.
That's new for Ken, isn't it?
I just got rid of my flip phone. Now that strikes me as machine doubling. What are you guys saying?
Yeah, that's MD.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, let me set my screen back up to normal again. Yeah, the key indicators on MD are a flat shelf because it's the field that is restriking what has already been placed on the coin. So it's going to be flat. And the second is going to make that device look thinner.
Takes away instead of ads.
MD, 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 not an RPM. This is common machine doubling. People seem to agree. Okay, next.
Draco's Dragon, 1944S. B and S in pluribus, first 4 in 1944. B, E, and Y in liberty. R, U, S in trust.
So we're looking at both sides.
Well, that's a lot to look at.
Man,
I don't know if I can remember all that, but B-E-Y, you said.
Yep.
man,
That looks like damage to me.
Yeah.
We got a coin here that's pretty well worn, showing some considerable marks on it. You can see the big pit below the US, below the eye. We're missing a lot of wheat lines. So you're looking at a coin in fine.
Normal, pluribus. I don't see any extension.
Die chip in the B, maybe. That's it.
Perfectly round dots.
First 4, you said, too.
Damage.
Yeah. Now these 44s, that's a funny little date because they played with the 4s to get them just right. So on a new specimen, there are little indicators on these things that they're funny looking. They got extra bits around them.
Points and not points.
Yep.
One of those, I believe, is actually a double die, too, because of the point and lack of point.
Yeah, this is a well-worn coin. Now, when you get into these minor double dives, it starts to get difficult to diagnose them because the darn thing's just so darn wore out. And by the time you get to fine and lower, a lot of your double dives are going to be impossible to tell. There's some real good ones out there. You can pick those out all the way down to about good. You know, some 1917 double die action.
Yeah.
That really jumps out at you. 1955 double die. You could probably pick that one out if it was, you know, half eaten by an alligator.
83 reverse, same thing.
There you go. So I think all we got here is a well-circulated coin.
Yep, sir.
Ooh, I get another art ring one. Awesome. Regarding 1960D Lincoln cent, we have a speared Lincoln here.
You ever see Apocalypse Now?
Coming right up. Pocket, yeah.
Yeah, when the captain gets hit by the spear.
Yeah. Okay. Here's ooh. He's got a lapel pin.
I got it.
Oh, that's a really serious
Art one. You have a die gouge.
RPM too.
I'm perusing through Facebook right now, and I just happened to come across a post by Copper Coins that shows a 1968D DDO found by Coin Dragon. I didn't hear about this, Frank.
That's a TV pointer in his lapel, yes.
Every now and then, when these dies are being handled or when they're in the machine, they take a hit. Maybe they dropped them. A guy, his ring fell off and it scraped the die. Maybe they tripped while walking with a pair of dies. This kind of thing I would do. And you end up knocking the die. What's going to end up happening is you have a mark on it, a gouge, a depression. On the coin, that's going to show up in the negative. It'll be raised up on the coin. That's what you have here.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'd keep the heck out of that one.
I definitely. Anything bizarre, large, different like that, yeah, that's a keeper.
Yeah, I'm going to try to open another one from Jeff Stanley. Oh, boy.
Yeah, and would you believe it's an RPM too, coming from the RPM group. He has a roll of them. Interesting.
Yeah. I would like one, please.
Trade.
There we go.
Sure is.
Let me see if I can get this one ready.
What'd you say, Frank? It's snowing up there.
Yeah. Just started again. We're getting stuff off Lake Ontario.
All right. Lucky.
I can see if you can see what I can see. Yep, okay. Who
Yes.
wants it? I got to get a book while you read that.
Oh, I think she's doing stuff. I get it. I accidentally picked this from eBay. I thought I was just getting a hole filler for cheap, but it turned out to be a real peach. Arrow rules. I did not buy the book before I bought the coin. I just wanted to pick up a few of these beauties, but they are not in my normal field of knowledge yet. Thank you, Mr. Jeff Stanley.
Man, if you want to put something in your normal field of knowledge, where the hell to go? Ain't nothing wrong with 2 centers. There you go. Those sets. This one's pretty worn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice filler. Okay, I look at the rim. You just start to lose rim here. A lot of times these are unevenly worn. You'll have solid rim on one side, weak on the other. Let's see if we can find another one here. Here's the front.
71.
Weak on this side,
51.
a little solid on the other.
There's some damage over on the right.
Yeah.
So it's a sought after year.
Yeah, 1871, 70, 71, 72, especially the 72, real peaches. And he's talking about the date being kind of funny. So let's get a close up on that. What you got here? 1871. What stands out as being kind of,
The bottom right of the one.
gee, that's funny.
The last one. But
Kind of matches the damage on the bottom left of the first one.
Yeah, the foot there.
Kind of funny.
Club foot.
Club foot, that's a point.
Squash.
Now remember back then they punched these dates in by hand. They'd make the hub and it'd have the shield design, but it won't have the date. They'd punch the date in later up in the die. So it's not too hard to put them in the wrong spot or to repunch the date. Yeah, and we got one more shot.
Okay, shut up for work one, ain't it?
And he's showing you, look up here, a little bit extra in here.
The first thing.
And look at the slope on the front of the one. Look at the notch on the back, and then we got this bit over here. And I've got the book, the authoritative reference on 2-cent coins. So I'm going to look up a repunch date for 1871 and see if we can find a match.
As well. This is some nice graining on that too.
While you're doing that, I'm going to answer young numismatist question. Here's a question: a beginner one, but a good one. Why do some proofs have an estimate mark and others don't? That's because Philadelphia made proofs.
Okay, 1871.
And not all coins from San Francisco with an estimate mark are proof either. So San Francisco made circulation strikes as well as proofs.
Oh, I've lost my image. Let's see, I got to go back to here and pull that image back up. We'll use this one. Oh boy, that one really looks. That one looks
CJ's
really
on it too.
CJ, what do you think about RPD number 2?
That's exactly what he wrote.
There we go. Okay, I'll get the book over here. I'm going to pull this up. There's home. Let's put the book here. Now, you got to realize your coin, Jeff, is well worn. And the piece being shown in the book, that's a whole lot better shape. So there's going to be more detail here. So we're looking at the outline here. And the big giveaway is going to be the notch on the 1. Okay, in better shape, you'd start to see these separation lines. All right, you're also looking at the bottom of the 7. Yours just doesn't show the separation lines. It's too darn worn. Over in the front of the 1, let's see if I can get, stop sliding. This is so hard. There we go. I could imagine this being kind of pointed here, the front of this one. And I'd like to see a notch there, but well, we get into a later die stage. Maybe that didn't show up, but I'd like to see some extra thickness here. But everything else is a pretty good match for, what do we got here? KF, that's Kevin Flynn. 3, tripled punch date, TPD. So the repunch date number 2 is what he's got it listed at. Tripled first one seen above the base and the top. Second one seen below the left base of the 1, repunched 8, seen the left side. Can we see that? Barely. That one's going to be tough. Okay, repunched second one, seen below the top, the left side, and below the base of the 1. And we got more diagnostics. Look for doubling on the N in of in. You can't see it. Yours is worn off, so don't worry about that.
Pick up that partial D.
Let's look for a partial D. These diagnostics help you to pinpoint it and verify that you're calling it right. So I'll move back to the screen. Here's the screen. What do you got? You got some bits at the top of the 1. You got this funny little ski jump here. Okay. I don't see anything on the 8. I'm sorry. It's just too darn wore out. The 7, this is probably bigger and fatter and deeper than a regular 7. But look, I got this bit here, which is probably a little bit of a notch. And
can you move that over to, I think you're occluding.
Am I not in there? Oh, I can get rid of this guy. Get out of here. Doink.
There you go.
There. Now we can see it.
That's big. Wow.
So this is a match for what we see in the book, but we want to find that broken D on the back. And what they're talking about is this missing serif up at the top of the D. It's the only D on the back. That makes it easier.
You're not showing the D.
Oh, Christ. I suck at this.
There you go.
If you grab it.
This is really hard. I need more screens. There.
There you go.
If I'm showing the screen, I can't see what you see.
It's like a broken D to me.
Yeah. So Flynn's 1871 repunch date number 2 is what you have there.
Not bad on a sought after date.
Not bad at all. He's got a pretty. Oh, let me get you back to the book. Okay. he's showing a pretty substantial premium. 1871 and XF would be a whole lot less than 165. The book's I would take these values with a grain of salt, but this seems to be a pretty substantial premium. Well, good. What's it going to be on lower grades? Not quite as substantial, but better. You got to realize most of these two centers were melted down in 1873. They weren't around for long. This one that you have apparently carried around for a bit longer.
Yeah. To be XF, you'd want to see we complete.
Yeah. And we don't quite have that in your piece. Where'd we go? Oh, I don't quite see.
I gotta hit the hay.
No.
Yeah, 4 a.m. comes really early.
Okay, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Chris.
Take it easy, man.
Have a good Christmas.
Have fun. I usually love to hang out till the very end, but I need at least 5 hours of sleep. So, good night.
I hear you.
Good night.
Hey, groovy, baby.
See you guys around.
May Christmas bless all your coin roll hunting, sir.
Oh, yeah. Before you go, Chris, look, it's next week. We're taking off. Have a great Christmas. Spoil those kids rotten. Get something nice for the missus. Like a new gun or a bowling ball or whatever the hell you like to use. That's what I would do.
Firearms are cool.
What you got there, Mantic?
Oh, yeah. This is probably one of the last ones we should probably look at. All the rest of them came in after 9. Let me see. I'm showing the picture. And I meant to be showing the mail. Let's do that first.
Oh, there you go. From Themus. Another show and tell struck through Greece. I think this is an 82 to 88 penny based on previous studies of the reverse. This is my first interesting find in my early days of coin roll hunting in March of this year. Maybe the 1 means it was the first Lincoln penny. Yep, what you got there is a 2018-year-old penny.
Coin number 1.
Serial number is 1.
I like it.
Wow, that's cool. I like those ones.
But he's trying to narrow down the date based on the reverse design. Yeah, that's the way to do it. There are other features on the coin besides the missing letters or the missing numbers.
83.
FG. You can,
Would you say 83?
yeah. You're looking at zinc rot, so that's going to take out 80, 81, some of 82. You got some cracks down there. Well, when they went to the zinc planchet, it's a lot harder to strike than the copper planchet, and these die cracks, they exploded across the scene. They're all over the place. So it's probably a zinken. And the fact we have some zinc showing that kind of supports that theory. So it's at least at 82, not later than 89, we think.
The font on the obverse, too.
Yeah. There you go.
And look at the small little letters. So it's
82 small through 84, yeah.
Yeah. So that narrows it down even more, right?
Yep.
82, 83, 84.
Yeah, FG is going to be a big indicator of the date. The sharpness. And look at how many stairs you got. Looks like you got 1 on this one.
One, big one.
Denise says 83. Ant says 83.
Yeah, that was my first thought, too.
Sold for a couple of bucks at auction on eBay. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, these greasers, you can find them here and there. They kind of jump out. It's missing all kinds of stuff. And they go for a couple of bucks.
Well, what do y'all think? We've got 10 more emails, but they all came in after 9:15 or so.
Well, it's 11 o'clock. We've been going for 2.5 hours. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought, let's call it good.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, this was a lot of fun. I had a blast tonight.
That was a lot of fun. Christmas is coming, guys. Whatever that means. It is a season of joy.
Wait.
Send coins for Christmas.
Great time to get kiddos involved in coins and bore the heck out of your in-laws.
Oh yeah, look at this one.
Oh, he's going on about his coins again.
See, before the Buffalo nickel, they made these nickels. Before they made those, they made these. Look at this. Look at it. Look at it.
I want each of you to ask your in-laws if you can borrow their keys so you can search their car for coins and under the cushions and under the floor mats.
Say, don't you have a big jar of them somewhere?
Now you have this thing called, I call it the Christmas effect. People are going through the house, getting all the change that they saved up all year, trying to gather it up. They get an extra few bucks to, get Christmas presents. And okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But what happens when you go to the bank and say, "Can I get $25 worth of pennies, please?" Is there's stuff. There's more stuff in those rolls time of the year than any other time of the year. And you don't get all the new ones that you get like, March and April and May, where it's all, 2019, because they've been blended in. It's a great time to get those coins, get enough to last you all year. I usually get about $300-400 worth of pennies, in December and January, because the effect continues when they got to pay those credit card bills. Look in that drawer. Yep. Baby, there's a penny I put in that can over there. We need that. We got to pay this bill. So you get these coins that people picked up for whatever reason. Maybe they picked it up because it was missing a date. That's funny.
It's in the can next to the bicarb.
Yeah. But this time of the year, you get the young people. They get a boost to the hobby because they get supplies for Christmas. They get a Whitman albums or folders or some tool to go with their collection, maybe a magnifying glass or even a USB scope. Great stuff. So we get an influx of new people every Christmas. Happens at birthdays too, but that's spread out over the year. Well, on behalf of everybody here, I think I'd be okay if I said we wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Very much.
Yeah. Joy and love all around. Don't forget the reason for the season. It's a birthday of Jesus Christ.
And thanks, Chuck. I love my new Woody over here.
Ooh. Oh, did you show that off?
Jay. Jay.
Sorry, Coin Dragon.
That's a juicy little thing right there.
I looked at it afterwards. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That thing is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous coin.
Oh, yeah. I'd buy that for $1.
No.
So yeah, go see Chuck. He does have good auctions, and he doesn't
date too, man.
He doesn't let you go overboard. So it's a good place to go.
Right.
There is integrity out there, and when you see it, you can recognize it quickly and easily. And you'll see it in Chuck.
Yep.
Okay, guys.
All right. Take care, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
We'll see y'all in the next.
All right. We're going to take next week off. So in 2 weeks, we're going to come back, and Shay will be hosting. Are you ready yet, Coin Dragon, to host?
I am.
You am?
I am.
We'll make a logo for you, too.
All right.
Plan on Coin Dragon's channel next time around.
Yeah.
All right. Now nobody gets paid for this, so we go from one channel to the next, and bring exposure to that channel. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to each of these channels when we host the show, because there's a lot of good content out there. We don't want you to miss that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big show Sunday. You betcha. It's not Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Okay, guys. You stay groovy. Keep on doing your thing, because there's no way to collect wrong.
No.
And with that, I'm going to sign out. So I got to press this button, I think it is.
I said launch, not launch.
There it is. Good night, folks.